watching somebody like watching the thing and think, what in the world is that little? What is that?
All right, we're live.
It's the
We're
tassel
live,
of
kids.
paint.
Hey guys, don't forget to share the live because you know what's happening. We have Al.
We usually give it about 5 minutes, Al, before we actually get into it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we give people time to come in and get settled, and they're not coming in at the very last second or anything like that. So we're gonna give them a couple minutes, and then we're gonna
definitely
kick it
tap
off.
that screen. Tap that screen, guys. Tap that screen. Share the live. Let
Now,
everybody know what's
Al,
going
can you see the comments?
No.
But we do see this.
Okay,
we can
there.
do this.
Now I'm seeing it. Boy, this is the problem nowadays.
Right?
Oh, now I can see it really good. Oh,
yeah,
so I see she has an alias.
Yeah, she has a couple of them.
She does.
Yeah.
Hey, tackle.
Hey there, Nikki.
Oh man, we could have stories.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because she just on TikTok, she's Elmo. On TikTok.
Elo, like ELO.
Elmo. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
Elmo.
like tickle me,
a little
like,
tickle me.
See, I'm so
Aw,
old.
she says, I love you.
I love you too.
So,
Alrighty.
all right, we're gonna give it about a couple more minutes, and I'm gonna hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. If you're just now joining us, we're gonna be starting here in just a couple of minutes. We have Al Kaplon here, and we're gonna be asking him a few questions and everything. Do me a favor, make sure you share it to everybody and let them know that we're here. Let them know that we're live, and let them know who we have in here. So don't be afraid to share, to like, to do all those great things. And we'll be starting here in about 2 minutes.
Yep. Hey, mods, really quickly over on the TikTok side of things, you are now available to take care of pinning possible questions for Al. So Al may not see him here, but I can read them off to him.
We're not going to Q&A you the whole time, I promise.
No.
Whatever. I'm up for anything. Well, not anything. Wait a second.
Well,
yeah, with this crew, that's a loaded question.
Well,
It
just on
really
the
is.
internet these days.
Right.
hey.
All right.
And where is everybody? I know where you guys are. Amira, where are you located?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And it's got to be cold there today, huh?
Colder than a witch's tit. Yeah.
And I felt one of those, so I know.
Awesome squirrel.
When did you touch
Hey,
me?
CC.
I even remember her name.
CC,
Wow.
stay in here to the end, please. We got something.
I'm recently a transport from Ohio. I'm now living in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, he actually just moved not too long ago.
Yeah, like between Christmas and New Year.
And where
For,
were you before then?
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio.
Northeast Ohio.
Northeast. Ooh, that's
Up
cool.
by Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. I have lots of friends in which is close by. Well, kind of close by Erie, Pennsylvania.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got, how many you got on there, Pit Boss?
Well, as a matter of fact, wow, there's like 10 of us in here right now,
Okay.
but there is more coming.
I can rack them in, can I?
Well, that's the thing about it is we do it every Sunday. People know, people ask us, hey, you on this Sunday? Yes. And then there's those times where we either A, start late, or B, we kind of delay. We'll start the live, get everybody in here and kind of delay it. And then after that, we start the whole thing and I clip out the very beginning. If at the beginning,
CC.
us sitting here just, so.
Well, like me, I tell people I'm going to watch some podcasts and I get into doing something or something happens. And then all of a sudden I go, oh God, that's right.
That's the good thing about podcasts is they're recorded and you can watch them anytime you want.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we do. We'll record it and then people will
okay.
go back and watch it. We got 10 in here now, so we got 10 fans in there.
We got 8 here, but they're going to jump around.
3.
And I got CC in here right now on TikTok site, just to let you know.
Oh yeah, Cece, do me a favor and stay till the end. We're doing a certain thing that we're doing a tribute to a friend who has passed away, and it was really sudden. And he was a very big inspiration on TikTok. He did what was called the TikTok hater hotline. And basically, if people were hating on your page, he would get on there and make a video and just give them hell. And it was great. And he inspired a lot of people. So we're going to give him a dedication at the end.
So, all right, should we start the show? I mean, wait, no,
Let's
we
do
start
it.
this show, but should we
Roll it.
officially start the show?
Well, I mean, you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GXS, Gen X Shenanigans Podcast. We are here. We are ready to have some fun, and we have a very special guest today. We have Mr. Al Kaplon, the one and only, the ultimate referee, umpire, and everything else in between. Good day, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm excellent, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, we are honored to have you here.
All right.
Now, if you guys don't remember Al, let me remind you.
Las Vegas, a city built upon sand, broken dreams, and $5 lobster. A city where you can get a happy ending, but only if you pay a little extra. A city home to a sporting event greater than the World Cup, World Series, and World War II combined. Live from Las Vegas, it's the Las Vegas International Dodgeball Open here on ESPN 8, The Ocho, bringing you the finest in seldom seen sports from around the globe since 1999. If it's almost a sport, we've got it here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this year's annual Las Vegas International Dodgeball Open, brought to you exclusively here on ESPN 8, The Ocho.
I got a question when I saw that there. I'm like, he's got calves. I guarantee Al's got some monster calves.
From doing all the
Oh, you mean like legs?
Yeah, he's got some.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some calves. That just are.
That's nothing compared to like, working the plate in baseball where you're, bending down 300 times a night.
The amount of squats you do as an umpire is ridiculous.
Amazing. Yeah. About
Yeah.
300 a night, because each side throws about 150 pitches. And, so foul balls and everything. They estimate about 300 times you're going up and down.
well, yeah, I mean,
That's for 1,000
Dang.
games. Your knees, your calves, everything is go. But yeah, so much goes through my mind when I'm, nowadays you wouldn't really laugh at ESPN 8, The Ocho. But back then, when there wasn't even an ESPN 2, or maybe 2 had just started, and that was the
Yes.
joke, was how many ESPN. That was hilarious just watching it over again. The Ocho. And now it's
Whatever.
part of like lore, that
right.
you get all the time.
We'll all sit there on the gaming side of GXS Studios. We'll sit on the gaming side and we'll play Uno. And every time we pull up 8, we always go the Ocho.
Yeah. And I remember asking the director at the rap party, I said, where in the world did you get that footage of them whipping each other? And what is that game that two people just stand with ropes and whip each other? I mean, it was just, and he goes, I don't know where they found it.
Oh, they could find some stuff out there.
Every time I see it, though, I laugh. So just
Oh,
that
yeah.
segment alone, I was thinking, that's enough to make the movie right there.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Now,
The squirrel surfing for me kind of did it, and then I had flashbacks to Ron Burgundy, talking about the same.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, is that where they got that from? That's a nice, yeah.
Yeah, and all
Yeah,
these
the
guys
fiery
kind of
ball.
know each other and do movies together. That was Will Ferrell and Ben Stiller and all these guys kind of work together on a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Now, I do have some things to show everybody. We got some bloopers and outtakes, and we even have behind the scenes of what was going on Dodgeball at the time. But my first question for you, Al, is who in the hell picked the socks that you wore?
Dude.
That was probably a combination between the directors and the producers, because I tried on, I probably tried on 6 different ensembles, and that's what they went with. And the shirt was so uncomfortable, and I had never worn like a V-neck like that, and just it was just so weird. I don't know what they were going for, except for the fact that I think it was pretty good that instead of stripes, a referee stripe, they did it with the socks. At least that's how I looked at it.
Well, I mean, you look like a high school volleyball coach.
Interesting.
I mean, that's about as close as I can put it.
Yeah.
You had the coach's shorts on, you had the shirt on, you had it all.
Well, you guys weren't around, but back in the 70s, those tube socks, that's how everyone wore their socks. Girls, guys, everything. You'd buy a 6-pack of tube socks. And
wait, you got to remember, everybody in here is born in the 70s.
Wait a minute, I still have a pair.
Born in the 70s is different from like.
Now I was the latest. I'll admit I was the latest. I was born in 79.
79.
I'm the oldest, and I wore
that.
my tube socks like that when I was.
Yes.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I'm the old one here. So yeah.
Oh no, I can't ask you when you were born. So
72.
72. Okay. I graduated from junior high school, I think, in 72. So I'm still on my way. Oh, that was we had a big earthquake out here. Was that 70? No, that was 71. That was
oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness. Well, I do remember those tube socks for sure. My dad, when he owned a store, we had those tube baseball socks. They were so long. And the funny part was I rarely ever played baseball, but in the wintertime, I would grab me a pair of those tube socks and I'd put them on, and they went past me. They were almost thigh highs on me when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
Well, it's just, I mean, like I didn't play baseball, but I played soccer growing up, and the same thing. The soccer socks went all the way up to your knees because.
Well, that's actually what those are.
You're supposed to like put those on, your shin guards on, and then fold them back down over the shin guards. I'm like, my legs are on fire.
Double protection. Your legs are on fire until somebody cleats your shins.
Right.
The secret about the socks though with Bones is that he still wears them as thigh highs. It's his little.
Shh, don't tell him.
Yeah, exactly. And where do we find the video of that?
Well,
you know what, Al? Al, you know what?
That's court misconduct. That's a warning.
That's all I can tell you.
That little tassel.
Now, you had an interesting story about that tassel.
Yeah, the direction on that was really funny. The director walked up to me and he says, "Okay, this tassel." He says, "I want you to just tangle that in front of his face, just as gay as you can do it." And I was like, "Okay, I got that direction."
Dude, I'm telling you, it's been an absolute like hoot this whole week after what we were talking about having you on. That I talked to me and Pit Boss talked to you yesterday, and I mean, just been excited about this the whole time. I'm not even gonna lie.
I've been watching videos and videos and videos of this.
Oh, and I went through and started finding I went back.
Oh wow! Northwest League. I was probably 19 years old there, and that manager. It was in Walla Walla, Washington.
Great!
Cliff Ditto was that manager's name was Cliff Ditto. He was like a legend, and he was an old time manager, but he liked working with the young kids. So that was basically rookie ball. My first year, 1978. No, yeah, it was my second year.
Wow.
But that was the young buck. I even had like dark hair and a hairline back then.
And
it was still growing probably at that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
this looks like it was from a series that I killed on CBS. I killed many of them. This one, that's Dean Cain, the guy who played Superman.
Yeah.
That's who that with Dean on his back. He was the star of the show, and it was a scene that somebody brought up or used a bat that had pine tar on it, and I had I'm trying to remember the name of that show. It got canceled because Clubhouse was the name of the show, and it got canceled because Christopher Lloyd played like the attendant, the clubhouse attendant. And he was bringing women into the clubhouse and having sex with them, for one. And then the Bat Boy, in one episode, climbed one of the light standards after drinking beer, and he was only 19. And I don't know. I think it only made 3 episodes.
Wow!
Because I remember saying, "I'm glad that I was in the premiere episode because the thing died after that."
I wonder if Quagmire started off that way.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing is like certain shows back then. Like I guess one of the good things or bad things is like movies and shows and everything like that. in that era, you didn't have every single person that was walking around constantly with a phone, videotaping, recording, knowing everything that's going on. So there's so many like Hollywood secrets that are not secrets, but are just like great, little stories that you get to tell instead of seeing it on YouTube, right after it happens and everybody's getting an opinion.
And a lot of them started before. I did one of the very first movies how I got into the business was called Talent for the Game. And it was Edward James Olmos and Lorraine Bracco were the stars. And we filmed it at Dodger Stadium, and we filmed from like 5 o'clock in the afternoon until sunrise. And if you can imagine, there was like, I don't know, when I got out there after the guy hired me, I got out the first day, it was like every ball player I ever had throughout the years I was umpiring was there working on this film. So it was a big like reunion party for us. Well, the director and the producers were so sticklers. Nobody has any, because that was before cell phones. Nobody had no cameras, no nothing. So obviously all of us were sneaking in our little cameras. And, we're doing exactly what you're talking about, filming scenes and filming little stuff in the background that you can only get if you were on the set.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
this ain't a Polaroid.
Now, in reference to what Bomber showed, this is actually your webpage.
Yeah.
This is alkaplon.com. This actually shows exactly what he's done. He's been an actor, a professional umpire, an officiating analyst, and a producer. Now, my question is, what did you produce?
I produced a line of instructional videos. So the first one I made, I was working with Major League Baseball International. When I got off the field, I had been instructing at the professional umpire school for probably 5-6 years. So I started working for a thing called Major League Baseball International, where I'd go around to other countries and put on clinics. And I lived in Holland for a while and worked with their umpire program. And the idea was to start making videos. Well, I had already had an idea and a script for a video on how to umpire in a 2-umpire system. So to promote that, Baseball International, I made my first one with them. And then the strike came in 95 and everything changed. And the whole dynamic of MLB International changed. And I left that and I started making the videos on my own. And the guy who was the voice of Major League Home Video, Kurt Kaplon, my idea was to try to make it, look like the first one we did. So I called him up and said, hey, I was the guy he goes, oh, yeah, I did that video. And I said, hey, would you be the voice of my videos? And we became really good friends. And he's also the hallway guy and the announcer for the People's Court for the last 25 years.
So
really? Yeah, when the guy walks through the doors, he's the one that goes, this is the defendant.
Nice.
He had one of the best shots. And then for the first 20 years, when you come out of it, he was the hallway guy that, tried to, get all the information from you. And then he gave up that position back to Doug Llewellyn, who did the original People's Court. So,
Well,
I do have a question really quickly here that popped up over here on TikTok for these TikTok people. I grew up with the MLB umpire named Andy Fletcher.
Yeah. Andy was a little bit after my time, actually. He was like a youngster rookie a few years after I kind of was already off the field and into acting. And I know who you're talking about. And is he still working or is he out of the game now?
I believe he's probably out of the game. And I do have somebody here also that popped in here. Hey, guys, was he in X-Files?
Yeah, X-Files. Now, that was fun. It was an episode that David Duchovny actually wrote and directed. And another one that we filmed out in, it's like rough area that was nothing but, nothing. And from 5 o'clock in the morning till there were some cold nights on that one. But yeah, great episode. David Duchovny actually wrote and directed that episode.
Wow.
That's awesome.
See, and that's the thing. Not a lot of people know that about you. So
that's true.
When you have people that actually follow your work and what you do, you could walk into, let's say this, you could walk into any Comic-Con dressed up as the referee from dodgeball, and have balls that you sign and all that jazz and do all that. Then you're gonna have that one person that comes up and goes, "Can you sign my X-Files poster?" Like that odd person. You're like, wait a minute, you know more about me than just what this right here.
Yeah.
That right there is one of those things. I met the kid that it was a kid in King Arthur's Court, and a couple other movies that he did, and I met him. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I met him, and I told him, I said, "Weren't you he played in The Rookie?" Where the kid that had the shoulder problem that threw the ball real fast, and I said, "Weren't you in this and this?" And he goes, "Yeah, not many people know, talk to me about that. They talk to me about this one or this one or this one." And I said, "Well, I mean, I've grew up watching you. I mean, we're probably around the same age. So yeah, I get it. I grew up watching your movies." And he was ecstatic.
The great thing about dodgeball too is that, I'm so proud to be a part of something that is so in fabric in America now, just such a success. But because I have friends that have been actors for years and done major stuff. And you ask them, I was in this movie. Remember this scene? No. Did you see this movie? No, I never saw that. Everybody, you ask them, have you seen Dodgeball? Yes. Do you know the referee? Yes. And that's what's really special about the role that I played and how well the movie did.
Right.
No matter who you're talking to, if they've seen the movie, they can identify you. It's not just one little scene or something that was passing within the movie. That's what makes it so great for me.
Well, right. A lot of people remember a lot of things about dodgeball. They really do, but very few people know or have sat back and actually watched the outtakes.
Yes.
Of dodgeball, and we've got those here for you guys. Let's check them out.
They're great.
Oh, where's it at?
Average Joe. I'll tell you where I go. I go back to one. Sorry. Okay. You're about to be wiped off the floor by me and my Lobo Gym guys. You freaking naughty.
Those two are married at the time.
Wait, these two were married at the time?
Yeah. Those two had been married for a couple years and had their first baby. And their first baby was coming on the set, a lot, and they had a nanny and he had other movies going. So it was kind of crazy. But yeah, those two were married. They just separated maybe a couple years ago, I think. But just recently.
I never knew that.
Never knew that. Fun facts with
So that's why it's a hilarious dynamic between these two.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I knew that they were married because they were married when they were doing Zoolander too.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the Zoolander, yeah.
Esperkina pool party Gaben. Kit, pick me up.
Here's my question. Did you get to meet Hasselhoff?
I did.
Oh my God.
I was standing right there where we all broke up because I had a scene that right after that, they shot a scene with me. In fact, I'm over there calling dodgeball stuff and they were filming him. They were interviewing him off, set to the point where he stood up after his interview and he walked over. He goes, "That's some voice you have, young man."
Oh my God. Gotta meet the Hoff. That's that right there. See, and you've met a lot of people even just through this movie because it had a lot of actors in it. And you met a lot of different people, and this movie introduced you a lot.
You got to understand, this is something dynamic about movie. Like most of those people, I never met or weren't on the set at the same time I was. Right. Even in the dodgeball scenes, like Gary Coleman and Jason Bateman, they came in on a day that nobody had any dodgeball anything. So they were on that set completely by themselves, doing all their routine. They weren't looking at any real dodgeball. They had no scenes, and from behind, the shots that they did from behind were just stand-ins for them. So, stuff like that. Chuck Norris, I never met. He wasn't on the set.
Well, you didn't meet him on the set, but you told me a story.
Yeah, I did. I actually met him when I was umpiring professional baseball in Double-A, El Paso, Texas, with the Diablos. I was staying at, I think it was a Best Western hotel we stayed at, and I was at the pool, and I kind of, in between, sun in my eyes, I looked over and I said, God, that looks like Chuck Norris. But I just thought, what's Chuck Norris going to be doing here in El Paso, laying next to me by the pool? And I just looked at him. I said, you look a lot like Chuck Norris. And he goes, yeah, that's probably because I am like that. And I said, no way. And then I told him, I said, I'm here for baseball, da-da-da-da. He told me, so we talked a short period of time. But so that was 1981.
And then the minute Chuck Norris walked away, this is all you heard.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
One of my favorite lines in the movie for sure.
I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, that was requested by the man himself. I will fully and freely admit
every
that.
time I see it, I just crack up. Just what a funny line and the way he delivers it and everything.
Now we're getting into the part where you had an issue with Ben and Vince trying to keep a straight face while you were trying to be serious the entire time. So let's see if we can get to that here. Just
Shit, it went to rye. Sorry.
Oh, it went to rye.
Jamal Duff. I've done a lot of commercials with Jamal. Alan Tudyk, what a great actor.
Love him.
Yeah. This guy's crazy. Missy Pyle, she was so gorgeous outside that makeup. It's amazing.
Here we go.
Speaking of ugly.
Oh, you hush.
The ball does nothing. Both feet must remain in the triangle.
It's just your serious face and they're goofing off.
This happened at 2:00 in the morning, and we've been doing this all day. I've been doing all these lines for them, so I've been doing this. And so this is my time. You know what I mean?
An opposing player,
and these guys are done.
Catching the ball does nothing. Laughing really fucks up the shot. Opposing player eliminates him. And this is really difficult to work with.
And you hear Vince in the back going, okay, we'll cool it.
This is sudden death. Only catching. Shit, now I'm fucking up.
Okay, I got a question. How many takes did it take to get to where you had a piece for that you could actually use? Because I don't know how I could keep a straight face with Vince and Ben.
I think it was I think we did 5. I'm not sure how many were there, because if I remember correctly, and the way I tell the story is, on the first one, Vince started laughing. On the second one, Ben started laughing. On the third one, they both started laughing. And then on the fifth one, Vince started, and that's when I went, this is really difficult, and I'm nailing every scene. I'm nailing every single one of them. And that's why when he went, okay. So I think the sixth one, I fucked it up. And then the seventh one is what I think they actually used. And yeah.
Now this is a scene
that was like at 2:00 in the morning, and they were done. This was the last day they were going to be on the set. So that's why they were so jovial, is because they were done. They didn't have to think anymore. But now it was my time, to do it. And it was quite a moment that,
well, a lot of people don't realize how long it actually takes to film a scene.
Yeah. Like
and
that's
the links you guys go.
I can tell you was all day, because you get there and first we do Ben's scene, let's say on a 1 shot, and then we have to do Ben's on a medium shot. Then we have to do Ben's on a close up. Then you have to come back and do a 2 shot where it's just Vince and Ben. And then you have to do a 3 shot where it's Vince, Ben, and me. And then you have to do a reverse shot. So you have to do that for each person out there. So that scene took from early in the morning until, like I said, that was at about 1:00 in the morning. I think we wrapped that scene up, and they did one more scene after that because they didn't have them after that night.
That scene took all day long.
All day long. all day
Well,
long.
yeah, I mean,
And people
yeah,
don't realize the amount of time and effort that Hollywood actually puts into a scene alone, especially a whole movie.
Well, yeah,
I've
because I mean,
done
like,
commercials where it's a 30-second commercial and it's taken 2 days to shoot.
Jeez.
Golly.
Yeah.
But you're
Now,
doing
to get
you're
all
doing
the-
it from different angles and over.
yeah,
Again.
and then it's all edited. So all of a sudden, as soon as like any movie you've ever seen where there's, like you were saying, there's a close up, there's a medium shot, there's a far away. That's 3 takes.
Right.
There's not 3 cameras on set that
You
are.
guys are Simpsons buffs, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, one of my favorite episodes is Fallout Boy, when they make the movie Fallout Boy. So the director walks into Millhouse and says, we got to do the Jimmy Jill Wicklers, scene again.
Right.
We did it. It's done. It took 16 hours, but we did it. He goes, yes, but now we have to do it from different angles, over and over and over and over and over again. And I start laughing because that's exactly how you feel, and that's exactly what they do. Is you say, didn't we just do that? Like I did that to the director. I said, didn't I just do all those calls? He goes, yes, but the lighting was different, so we have to do it with a different lighting. And I'm thinking of over and over and over and over.
So just
that's what's the tribute. The hard part about acting isn't the 2 minutes that you're out there or the 2 takes that you do. It's the hours and hours and hours of doing nothing, and while they set up and rehearse and just that's the really the hard part of the job.
What was your favorite part of the movie, though? Like the part that you were in, what was the part that really just brought you like the most fun and the most joy? What did you really get?
I'll tell you what, probably one of the biggest moments in my career was the scene when the whole team walks up to me in S&M outfit, because I had never met even one of them. Even in the days of rehearsal, I never actually met any of them. Like, hi, my name's Al. So they knew who I was, and we kind of worked a day of rehearsals and so forth, but we never really introduced each other. So they walk up to me, and I do my line and everything. That's the other story is, the director, again, Rawson, Marshall Thurber, great, and he was a young guy. And so he walks up to me for that scene. He goes, Al, this is exactly what I want, which means like, don't vary it. Don't have fun with it. I just do it like this, because this is exactly how I see it. So I said, okay. So he says, I just want you to look them up and down. He says, give them an extra look, take your time, and then just look at him and say, okay. And I said, okay, I think I can do that. So the whole team walks up to me in those ridiculous outfits. He goes, hi, we're here and we're ready to play. And I did exactly what he said. I just looked him up and down, took my time, and all of a sudden I just went, okay. And all of a sudden I hear this, cut, Al, that was perfect. Like that. And Vince had this scene, this face on it, like, he's right, that was. And he walked up, hi, Vince Vaughn. And each one of them in a line, single file, walked up to him and introduced themselves to me.
Really?
Wow.
Wow. Probably the coolest part of my career.
That is amazing.
That is awesome.
I would show that scene, but that's not a scene that many people want to see.
I would.
But you did have a scene right here with Bill Shatner and I forgot her name.
Christine Taylor.
Christine Taylor. And then all of a sudden this happens.
Oh, sorry, I'm late. Too late.
Too late.
That was actually my very first day on the set. And
really?
Yeah,
wow.
And we shot that at the Rose Bowl. That's where that locker room scene is. It was at the Rose Bowl. And again, it was one of those things from the time that I did my callback or read for from the time I got booked for it, I never really talked to anybody, except wardrobe. And so when I showed up, that was the first day that even so many things are going through my mind. But anyway, that's when I first met the director for Real and worked with those guys. So that was my very first scene that I shot. Not that I was, Yeah, I think it's the same first scene I was in the movie too.
So the first person that you actually got to meet, pretty much that had any kind of star power was Bill Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner and Christine Taylor, and then Justin Long was in that scene.
Holy
So
cow!
out of the people you worked with, who was the easiest one to work with on that whole thing? Like out of all the big names that we all will recognize, like who was so easy to deal with and
Well,
work
you know
with?
who I got along really well with and became really good friends with Stephen Root, the guy who played Gordon.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And at the time, he was the voice of Bill on that animated show, King of the Hill. He's the neighbor voice, Bill. And so he wasn't a big actor. He was more of a voice guy. And he did that movie Office Space, I think it was what it was called.
Yeah.
And that's kind of propelled him into, and now he's a huge star. In fact, I saw a movie last night. I don't even know the name of it. And while I was watching it, I didn't even know because I didn't pick the movie. But there was Stephen Root in a scene, and Vince Vaughn was one of the lead actors in it. And I went, oh shit, here's the cast from Dodgeball in this movie.
When I saw the movie, I recognized him from True Blood because that's the first place I'd seen him. He played a gay vampire named Eddie on True Blood, and then he was in Dodgeball, and I went, "Oh my god, this is!"
He
great.
can play anything too. He's awesome. He's awesome.
He's
so fantastic. I got along, and we became kind of buddies. But I got along with everybody. I can tell you for sure that out of the 30 years that I've been acting and so forth, that's the one set that I've been on that like everybody got along, everybody had a good time. There wasn't complaints. There wasn't like, oh, that person, or I hate what they're doing, or the person told me no or something. It was just a great chemistry that happened.
Well, I do know from watching this that I don't know how many times the camera got hit.
Dude,
but
that camera guy,
Ben, was ruthless. Check this out.
A lot of the stuff had they did have plexiglass, I think. But yeah, those balls weren't real. They were softer and they had soft ones too that like when they got
they should have done the whole thing with real dodgeballs. They should have. They put the sounds every time it hit somebody. They put that dodgeball sound, that rubber sound that you heard when you were a kid and you played dodgeball in junior high and high school and grade school, and it had that pong sound.
Right.
So I thought they're zipping these things.
When the guys from Skills That Kills were getting hit, I was losing my mind because that
was a funny day because they kind of shot all those teams on the same day. Because I kept saying, I'm like in between. I'd say, "Who we got? So who is this and who's this?"
My question is,
some of the just watching them in wardrobe get dressed was hilarious.
My question is
themselves with the red stomachs. Okay, I got to bring one thing up. This has always got me. I have watched this movie probably 50 times at least. When you're doing your sudden death and Vince has got the blindfold on and he's kneeled down, one of his feet in one of the scenes is not in the triangle.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that I saw a list of things that aren't right,
are part of the rules
like that it was against the rules and so forth. And I just tell everybody, I'm not the director. They grabbed me from the one of those stories like that is after it was released, a friend that knows me, I get home and there's a message on my machine. Al, my daughter's got this dodgeball tournament at school, and I was thinking that, you could referee the thing. That would be so fun if you could referee. And I called him up. I said, "Are you an idiot? I don't know anything about freaking refereeing dodgeball." I said, "I'm a freaking actor. They gave me lines and I said them." I said, "Thanks for the compliment." I said, "But you do know that I don't know the first thing about refereeing dodgeball."
One of your, of course,
disqualified for using beaver tranquilizers. That would have just
how hilarious is that? There's a tidbit when whatever her name goes and cries, goes. That's the director actually doing that cry.
Oh no!
No way!
Austin's in the movie, I think 3 times. He's the crying for the beaver tranquilizer. He's the guy in the back of the pickup that throws stuff at Steve the Pirate at the end. You know?
The milkshake.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And he says, I don't even remember the line, but that's Rawson also.
Go back to Treasure Island, bitch.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I think so. No, I do have a question.
Story. That pertains to that. I'm in the bank, and I'm standing in line in the bank, and these guys recognize me, and say, "Aren't you the referee in dodgeball?" Da, da, da. And I said, "Yeah." And then they said, "Oh, one of the funniest lines in that movie is, damn it, Bernice." And I just kind of went like, yeah. I didn't even think about it. And I got home and I kind of was thinking about it. And then I brought up the scene and I said, I started just cracking up because he's right. That's such a hilarious, when that little girl walks up to her after she, tested positive and went, "Damn you, Bernice." That's a line that these guys use all the time. They say that whenever they get mad, they always look at each other and go, "Damn you, Bernice." And I said, that's freaking hilarious.
Great.
But the
Great.
most
now you're going to give these guys something to say now.
Pretty much.
One of the more infamous lines that you had was one of the more famous ones. And your face and the way that you act is so serious. I'll say it again and I'll say it 1,000 times. You were the most serious character in the whole entire movie. You never once did anything goofy.
I'm the only serious act in the whole
Yes.
movie. Yeah.
And this was the scene that was infamous.
ADA continuation rule 113D, sir. Sudden death.
Dude, I love that.
The sudden death scene.
That is funny. And what a great scene. So the first take that we did of that, Ben was so good, I can't even tell you. And when I looked at that on the replay, because he did something like, "Fine, bring it," and he was just so perfect.
Yeah.
But the director walked up and went, "Out, you're turning too much towards him. I want you to deliver part of it or most of it to the camera." So I had to redo that scene to the one that they used. We only did it twice, and we used that one, and we went over and looked at that one, and Ben was standing there, and he looked at Ben and went, "Is that okay for you?" But I was thinking to myself, God, I wish they used the other take, because Ben was just so much to me, he did it better in the first take, but they liked that take, and I'll take it if I can only do two takes and make them all happy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's that, or you got 10 of them.
Yeah.
Did your character actually have a name, or you just referee?
There's another thing that there was one scene that it might have even been rehearsal that we were doing, and I called something, or he just looked at me. Ben looked at me and like complaining, like to the referee. He goes, "Damn it, Bill." He goes, "Hey, what's your name in this movie anyway?"
Oh, Jesus.
I said, how would we go with my real name, Al, like that? And he goes, "Damn it, Bill."
So I do have a question though. When you're watching these people, I mean, just all ages playing this dodgeball, did you notice that they changed to children again when they're playing?
Oh yeah, well,
when they're throwing the ball, where they're I'm an adult, and all of a sudden you start playing dodgeball, and all of a sudden you just go into kid mode.
Unfortunately, every sport is like that. It doesn't matter what sport I'm officiating, and it doesn't matter what level or what age. You revert back to being a little baby, and that's what I used to say about being in professional baseball. I was dealing with millionaire men in with baby minds. They had been coddled their whole lives and told and they were great their whole lives and good looking their whole lives. And you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden now you call strike three and embarrass them in front of 20,000 people. It's all your fault, and that's just
that's all your fault.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is a few scenes that Ben Stiller did that he was very childlike. Here's one.
Joni loves Chachi.
Now,
little things like that.
Right. Well, and we're sitting watching Ben do those. So if you can imagine, Ben is the only one basically on the set, but we're on the dodgeball set, and everyone's just standing to the side because as soon as we capture this, we're moving on to the next scene. Right. So everyone's just standing there, and he's going, "Ooh, two lovers in love. Ooh, kissy huggy." And we're all just kind of looking at each other. And then all of a sudden he comes over, he goes, ooh, Joni loves Chachi. And the place just went up for grabs. And I remember turning to Stephen Root and going, that one, I was standing next to him. I said, that one's going to be in the trailer. And sure enough, it was, because it was just that organically funny when he said,
oh yeah,
you know. And Ben doesn't even know he's funny. He says things and people laugh, and it's hilarious. And he kind of looks like, what? Well, what did I say? But just his delivery of everything he does is hilarious.
And you did have the most infamous scene in the whole movie that everybody remembers, and that, of course, is the sudden death scene.
White, Peter, this is sudden death. Only striking an opposing player eliminates him. Catching the ball does nothing. Both feet must remain in the triangle at all times. You may throw any time after my call. Understood? Okay, let's have a clean match. Good luck, gentlemen.
Now, here's my question. How relieved were you when they said cut and it was the right one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. And if you can imagine, that take right there came after all that stuff you saw on the behind the scenes. Where I was doing it over and over, and they walked away, and you know, so yeah. And like I said, also it was 1:32 o'clock in the morning when that scene was shot. So
well, a lot of people don't know what it looks like, and I can give you guys a little bit of a preview. This is behind the scenes of Dodgeball itself. Let's turn this down just a little bit. But this is behind the scenes of Dodgeball itself. So everybody is running around doing all their things. And I will say this. Right there. Rip Torn just chilling. And he's like, he's got the easiest job of the whole place. Sit down and look concerned.
Dude, that thing's got mag wheels.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And he was a funny guy. He was. I wasn't around him a whole lot. Didn't spend a whole lot of time with him, but when I was, it was pretty funny. Yeah, we shot that at a junior high school in Long Beach.
Okay, I was wondering if you guys actually built a set for the whole set for this, or you guys took our gymnasium over.
Yeah, what happened was they had built a new gym at this high school, and they made a deal with these people that they would shoot this movie in there before they would move, and that's the old gym.
Okay, hold on. This was the gym before they made it into the bigger.
If I'm correct, yeah, if I remember correctly, this was the old gym that they shot this scene in, and then the new gym was where they set up the dodgeball stuff. So after we wrapped the movie, they moved into their new gym.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, all right.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong about this scene being shot there. I'm not sure, but for sure.
We got tied.
That's great.
No, we got tied.
We got time.
Hey, Procter and Gamble. You know, I've worked for them a few times too. So
hey, there you go.
That's right. I'm not against commercials. You know.
Well,
and it's Barbie.
And another thing that. And this is, I remembered you from this. And then years later seeing Dodgeball, and then kind of putting the two together was you being the referee on American Gladiator.
Ah, yeah.
Dude, American Gladiator.
Oh, that was my dream job.
And I remember
it from the time it was on the 90s. I said, God, I want that job. How do you referee gladiators? And then luckily, boy, it came at a great time too. You know, everything was crashing in 2008, and they were bringing gladiators back because of the writer's strike. And I met with the executive producer and the producers, and you know, I even told them at the time, I said, so let me get this straight. So I'm going to be out there really refereeing, but you're actually going to be in my ear telling me what to call and what to say and so forth. And he goes, yeah, that's basically it. I said, I can't even tell you how good I'm going to be at that. And he goes, why do you think that? I said, because you're taking away all the pressure for me. I said, if I don't have to make the call and have to be, you know, own the call, and you're going to tell me what to say to these people. I said, I'm going to do all the fun part, you know? And that really was, it was season 1, I went without even having to do a second take of anything. And in fact, it became a joke in the control room. They had a pool going when I was going to make, my first mistake that I had to do it. And it came in the playoffs. Instead of saying, is the contender ready for 2 of them? When I say, are the contenders ready? I started off, I went, that's right. And then I hear this laughing in my ear. And he went out. He says, something like, Joey just won the pool. We have to do it again. And then I found out about the pool that they had. And again, another compliment. Even the dodgeball scene. One of the big producers for the movie that's in the movie, Stuart. God, I can't. Boy, so long ago, and I have Alzheimer's now. So he walked up to me. He goes, those guys laughing in that scene right there. He goes, they were paying me a big compliment. And I said, what?
Right.
They were making my job, more difficult. Because if they thought you couldn't act and you had a hard time with those lines, he says, they wouldn't have screwed around like that. He says they were comfortable with you by then and what you were doing, and the fact that, they knew that wasn't going to mess you up or the movie. And he says, that's a huge compliment. And I went, wow, I didn't even think about it like that.
Well, we know that you've done a lot of things in your life, and we know that you have done many, many different style of jobs, mostly under the referee umbrella. But what are the future plans for Al Kaplon?
Well, actually, they're starting to get into motion. I started a YouTube channel. I mentioned the videotapes that I produced. Well, I started producing instructional videotapes that kind of became the standard and the only professionally done umpire instructional tape about rules or, how to umpire or anything. So I had 25 years of that we went from, VHS to DVD to, and then the technology and the just the look of the videos and so forth got a little old. So we recycled it now on a YouTube channel and called the OFC Network. And because Official Communications is the name of my company, my production company, and the acronym for that in contracts and so forth is OFC. So that's how we came to be the OFC Network. And so we started that, and we're starting to make new material with shorts. In fact, this is one of the things that we're going to do is kind of review dodgeball with me telling these same stories. And
nice.
And even guys like you got a platform now that you guys or other programming can come on the network. So we're kind of building our own network, but with our wheelhouse and what we do the best and with the stuff that we have right now. So, and other than that, I'm still acting, but getting an audition is tough. Booking something's even tougher now. And, the referee and everything, that whole dynamic has changed of what they look for. So I'm not exactly the guy they're looking for anymore. And, that's, kind of, plus, 66 now. So even though I'm in shape to do Dodgeball 2, which, by the way, is in development right now, it's still their vision of what is in that part is different from the reality of what you can do.
Hold on. Let's rewind. Let's rewind.
Breaking news.
What did you say?
This has been out for quite some time now, at least 6 or 7 months. Vince Vaughn's been trying to reboot Dodgeball for a while now, and Ben has been kind of off-put to it because he says, why mess with a good thing? Although he did a Zoolander too,
Right.
And, and they came to Rawson after Dodgeball 1 and they dumped a whole bunch of money and said, let's make Dodgeball 2. And he said, everything I've said about Dodgeball, I said in Dodgeball 1. So that's what's held it up for all this time. But I think somehow Vince got a script, wrote a script, and got to the right people to where it's supposedly, again, this is 6-7 months and I haven't heard anything since. It's supposedly in development, but I haven't heard anything since then. So
I can offer a Gen X team
Hey, that's a good pitch. I would
Yeah, yeah.
pitch it.
Hey, Gen X. I mean, we're the scariest team of all time because we're Gen X. Come
That's
on.
right.
We don't care.
And
But I'm
Ben's
not a
company-
I'm not a muff diver though. I don't swing both ways. Like
I don't know. I don't know. Like I would say about 5-6 years ago, I was working for a company that they did these corporate challenge event where they would have all these different corporations play different games as teams, and one of them was dodgeball. And I used to love playing dodgeball as a kid. Go to this event when I'm in my late or middle 30s and be like, all right, let's play some dodgeball.
Well, I did that event. As a matter of fact, I've done a few of them.
And going out there and starting to throw dodgeballs at people and trying to run around and it's like you get hit with one. Now it's like, oh god,
Yeah, well, you can imagine what those actors were like because they had a full-time masseuse on board, and after a day two, it got in because I was on the set for almost 3 weeks. So, and Christine Taylor, if you notice, she doesn't throw anything overhand because they just couldn't get her to where it looked natural and it looked real. So that's why she throws underhand, is because she just couldn't. And Stephen Root's shoulder was about to fall off at one point because, and if you look in that one where he really throws and he wins and, he barely throws that thing and they have a tight shot to where you don't really see the motion because, they were hurting. We were all hurting, because like I said, every day you go out there and do that kind of stuff. But as far as the corporate event, I can't even remember some guy calls me up and he says, okay, he says, I have this, it's a medical convention. And he says, this year, we're having a dodgeball tournament. He says, and the American Gladiators, the winner of the dodgeball tournament plays the American Gladiators for the championship. He says, well, when you're talking about dodgeball and American Gladiators, he says, there's only one person on earth that I can get to referee the thing. You got me, name your price. He says, it's in Chicago, but I got to have you. So I said, what's your budget? And I went under that and, we made a deal, but that was great. It was called the Haida event, I think which is like some sort of medical convention. But whoa, wait a second. Amira, I'm sure you could put a team together. Even though you don't actually do the diving, I'm sure you're going to have no problem finding 5 others that.
I can dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, no problem.
Listen, Al. I've never done this to a guest, but I have to.
Shut up, Meg.
Oh, okay.
So IMDb does have a page that says Dodgeball 2 and that it's in pre-production. So he's not joking. It's listed. There's a thing there.
Oh,
so IMDb is saying it's a thing.
Now, pre-production, you never know what that means,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Although it doesn't say development. So
no.
Here's my idea for that though. Is you were the old ref for the dodgeball tournament then. Why wouldn't you be grooming the next referee now?
Right.
Absolutely. Or be the dodgeball chancellor.
Or the chancellor, or one of the judges, or anything.
Or take over Pepper Brooks' spot, and make those goofball lines that are completely opposite of what you did in the original.
Right.
They could have you up as the instant replay
Director.
judge.
Yeah.
Where
Like,
they like in the
Instant
NFL, they call New York and have them look at the footage afterwards.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a great
anything.
idea.
They could have him do anything.
Oh
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If there's, I'm here. They know where to find me, I'm sure.
Oh, right.
And
Hey,
the
Vaughn,
demand is out there
ideas.
for it, but will they actually? Even a cameo.
Hey, we're saying it right now. If you're not in the second
Vaughn.
one, I'm going to be upset.
I'll
Yeah,
boycott.
I'm t-
I think we
I'm
should
I'm
start
not
a
even gonna
fan
watch it.
page
If
just
you're
like
not in
that.
there, if you're not in
Right?
there, I got to tell you, because just seeing you, if somebody calls in going, hey, we need to do a instant replay on this, they call you up and you wake up, turn on a light out of bed and go, what?
Wouldn't that be hilarious? And everyone would go, "Oh, that's the guy from the first one."
Well, it's kind of like that Stan Lee deal. Stan Lee did a cameo in all of his Marvel movies that were out.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Why wouldn't they have you do a cameo anywhere in there? Like the referee makes the right call and you're just sitting there. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I taught you well.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much.
Something.
Well, the one thing that I did over my career, and the reason why I got hired so much, and one person told me this in action that rang true with me, is he says you totally legitimize that sport or that call or that action, and I think that's the best thing that I did for dodgeball. Is just like you noticed that I was the only serious character in the whole thing, because for them, because the original script had the referee taking off something from Rip Torn's wheelchair and hitting people for discipline and stuff, and it was just out of control. So I think they went a different way with it, and I think that's why they liked me, is because I legitimized all these crazy scenes to the point where it looked like it was real by a real referee and a real organization. And so I think that's what I did for the movie the most, aside from anything else, is I just legitimized all those scenes in dodgeball. So I would hope that I could do that for dodgeball too.
Right.
So do you still carry your referee certification for the American Dodgeball Association of America?
ADAA? Yes, ma'am. I should have worn my ADAA shirt.
We were thinking about asking you about that, but you know what? I was just like, I'll just be comfortable. Just be comfortable. Come on and enjoy yourself. That's all.
I have a T-shirt that's just ADAA.
Oh, you love it.
It's like a one of a kind that I found the year after. I found it on eBay actually, and I bought it right away, and and I keep it in it's hermetically sealed, and
he got it in his own museum.
Yeah, same thing.
I was waiting for him to pop up.
Those socks, I bought like 6 or 7 pair of those socks. I found out where they bought them from, and I gave them away as like Christmas gifts and stuff.
No!
They kind of remind me of like the Where's Waldo socks.
I mean, you can send me a pair. You can send me those socks.
I'm all out now. Yeah, no, it's been 20 years. I'm depleted, and again, the ones that I wear every once in a while, I have hermetically sealed in a.
I do have to mention, I do have a T-shirt company. I could probably make some.
There you go.
ADAA.
Yeah, with Al going, with the shadowing of Al going sudden death
or the dodgeball chop.
Yeah,
I mean that's how all those signals came in too. Is basically the director and I just sat on the dodgeball floor the first day of shooting, and saying, okay, to do this, let's do it this way. And I showed him, okay, I can do this or this, and he would pick which one he liked, or he would try to modify it a little bit. And
your best hand motion was the whole you stepped over the line, and the way I crack up. That is my favorite physical comedy piece that you do. It's the only thing that gives that little bit of ha-ha to what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's the little things too. If you look up, I did a promo. I was in a show called Inside Schwartz, and it was on after Friends on NBC. And we did a promo one time. And I went in to voice a different version of it or something, and the producer says, you want to watch tonight's commercials? He says he says there's 4 seconds more of you, and I'm thinking like to promote the show, and I'm not one of those. So why is there 4 more? So what did they find that I did? Well, it's a guy is trying to pick up on a girl, and this is kind of how the show was. And a manager comes in because the girl's rebuffing him and says, you got nothing left, kid. I'm gonna get a relief pitcher in here. He goes, no, let me try. He goes, come, you got nothing left. And he takes the beer away from her. Some good looking guy walks in and hands her the beer and he says, hi, how are you? Like that. So when the guy walks in, I wave up to like the press box and then point at the guy. That's the 3 seconds or 4 seconds that they put in because they thought it was just such a great, like he's putting him into the game now, with the point of the whole promo. And I went, and I didn't even realize I did it at the time I was shooting it, So it's little things like that, and with little signals that not only got me the jobs, but also make them come alive, when I'm actually doing them.
Yeah, I literally looked. I just looked online on Google. I put in Al Kaplon dodgeball because just to see if I could find a picture of you with just with your uniform on and those socks, because I didn't notice that until I actually watched it like the second or third time, and I went, "Is he wearing red and white striped socks? What?" And I literally paused the movie and I went, "Oh my god, he really is."
Crazy stuff.
Like I said, where's Waldo?
Well, usually a referee, and he knows this, it's either black or white. Those
Yeah.
are the only two socks you'll wear is black or white.
Well, again, I think that they just didn't want to go with your normal referee anything, stripes, normal outfit or anything.
Right.
When I was first trying it on, really, this is what they're going to have the referee, and
Come on.
but at that time, I
mean, bro, you were on ESPN 8 The Ocho.
Ocho.
Yeah. Ocho, man.
Great. Or what?
Honestly, we're almost approaching at the 8 with how many ESPNs are now.
Right. That's why I say,
Yeah, true.
back then it was hilarious. ESPN 8, how funny is that? Now, it's actually reality. Not only that, but I don't know if you know this, but they have specials where all day long they call it the Ocho. And I don't know if they play dodgeball stuff or whatever, but because that's what I said. One day some friend calls me up and says, "Are you going to watch ESPN 8 today?" And I said, "Well, very funny, And he goes, "No, seriously, they have the Ocho. It's going to be on ESPN today." I said, "What?" And they do like a whole day where they call themselves the Ocho.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
The movie is really
That
taking on.
They need to do it on National Dodgeball Day. That's when they should do it.
Is there a National Dodgeball Day now?
There is.
There
I
is.
guarantee you that's probably because of the movie.
Most
It
likely.
started popping up all over the place, and shows like Extreme Dodgeball and all these things started coming out.
Right. Al, I did send you a message just a minute ago on Messenger if you want to look at it real quick.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Just real quick. Because we had talked earlier, and that's why I sent you that message.
Right. Yeah. And I am getting on with things that.
Hey, I'm still freaking out over, Dodgeball 2.
That would be great.
Well, I'm freaking out because Amira told me it's in pre-production. So pre-production means that's when they're casting it. So,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Pre-production. I'm surprised again that they have not called you, and hopefully they do. And if they don't, it's going to be one of those deals where
I'd be right.
I'm going to be upset.
yeah. Yeah. Me
I'm
too.
going to be upset.
I mean,
Dodgeball-
I could see it where, like, I mean, even do that one of these where it's the last match, the championship match, the end of the movie, whatever.
Oh, and they bring Al in.
The young
They bring
buck
Al.
gets knocked out by a dodgeball, and they're like,
And they call
we
him
don't know
in.
how are we going to finish this match.
See, I think you guys have already come up with 3 awesome scenarios.
Al just stands up and goes, "I could be of assistance."
Yeah, exactly.
Just rips
Dodgeball
off his jumpsuit, and he's got his whole dodgeball.
his tearaway pants, tearaway coat, and there he is.
Now we've got 5 different versions.
I mean, there's so many ideas running through. I mean, even to the point of Al being a coach. I'm sorry to say it, for a Gen X team.
Oh my
these
god!
These are the bad boys, and I'm coaching them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
or even
dodgeball
call them the
is
referees.
30
How about a team of referees?
Referees.
I'm the coach of the team of referees.
And it's like
Yeah,
of the-
see, now we got 6.
Yeah.
Now we got 6.
and you grab some of the the biggest name faces in baseball referees and
Right.
guys that have retired or whatever, and they all come out and they're like, all right, we got this.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I just want to mention International June 30th.
June 30th.
June 30th.
June 30th. So on June 30th, I think, Al, I think you should put a video out there on social media talking about how it's National Dodgeball Day.
Yep.
Yeah, in fact, we might have to do a whole thing.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm ready for it. June
I'm
30th.
ready.
I'm going to say this out loud. If I don't do it, well, I know I'm going to watch it at least twice before then. But for me, June 30th is going to be official Dodgeball, a true underdog story day. That will be the day that I will memorialize by watching the movie, and looking at Al going, I had a chance to talk to this guy and sudden death, and I'm going to have my red tassel in my hand and everything.
He's going to crochet a red tassel just to hold it up and wiggle
Darn
it.
right I am.
You know, I'm ready. I'll buy the cake and ice cream for that party.
All
They're
right.
going to be watching it on
I have
75-inch
a dish with a
TVs.
divider in it. I'll serve you cake and ice cream. We can watch it together on my 75-inch TV.
We'll be all
I got
sitting there
82.
going,
I will say this. If they will allow it, and they let us, on June 30th, I will on June 30th, I will go live and play the movie itself.
Oh heck yeah!
Oh yeah,
if they will allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know YouTube's little deal. You have to split it up here and there. So, no big deal. We can stop it, make commentary, whatever we want to do. No big deal. But I think that would be a thing. June 30th to actually play Dodgeball the movie on our platform. Just to keep it going.
Yeah.
I mean,
20 years since the movie, so it'd be a great way to memorialize
it. I
it.
think that's why they're pushing for the movie to come out and get in pre-production now, and that's why I think that they made the deal is because June 4th will be the 20th anniversary of the release. So I think,
Al, I told people that whenever you told me that it was 20 years old. I told people that, and you should see the look on people's face. Oh my God, I'm so old now. Like, you're in your 30s. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
That means I was 31 years old when the movie came out, and now I'm going, shit. And then I'm looking, I have 3 kids total. My 2 youngest ones are in their 20s, and I'm going, wow, we were watching that obnoxious shit when they were just little people. But my daughter,
try having
to movie.
Try having to look at yourself when you had hair and you had a
geez.
glimmer of hope in your life before the weight of the world crushed your spirit.
Yeah, just like destroyed.
My kids can quote the movie like my 2 young ones. We can quote it. We can pause it anywhere and ad lib the lines ourselves. My kids grew up on Dodgeball and just thought it was one of the greatest things. And my youngest thinks that you are the highlight of the movie as well. He and I always thought that you were just you were the cherry
young man. I can see you got there.
Well, then it works out. June 30th is a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Yay!
All right.
Perfect. So June 30th, we're going to be doing nothing but Dodgeball stuff on that day.
All
Do you
right.
think maybe we could get Al to come back? And
I was just going to say, you guys.
I would love to have you to come back.
June 30th,
Yes,
or
definitely.
maybe we can do something on my YouTube channel or something like that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys having me. It's been great to reminisce over all this kind of stuff too. So I look forward to coming back.
All right,
guys, over on YouTube. Follow him. I've subscribed.
Yes, please get over there, the OFC Network, and we're just starting off, so we can use all the subscribers we can get and take a look at the stuff we have, like comments, anything you want to do. And we're going to be putting some Dodgeball stuff of our own. You're going to see me in uniform talking about these scenes and the stories that I was just kind of teasing here. So there are going to be more content coming your way for that.
Sweet. Al, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Dude,
We appreciate
you, brother.
So
really
much.
appreciate it.
And I am definitely looking forward, if we can, to have you back.
Absolutely.
Especially on June 30th. That would be absolutely amazing.
Let's put it on our calendar.
Absolutely.
Right,
we'll do.
If he doesn't come back, we got to send Chuck Norris after him.
Yeah. Chuck Norris, he's got to be 80-something now. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Thanks,
Al.
Al.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Guys, that is Al, man. Come on.
Wow.
The man, the
That
myth,
was
the legend
awesome.
himself.
That was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
Al Kaplon, the man, the myth, the legend, absolutely fabulous. He took his time to come on here and talk to us, and I appreciate the heck out of the man. He is absolutely fabulous, very down-to-earth individual. I mean, very down-to-earth.
Yeah, definitely.
That was
Now-
probably
now-
the coolest moment of my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Now I need a moment. Hold on, I'll be back.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
not Dean Malenko, and I'm sorry, talking to Al is bigger to me. So you're right.
All I can say is this, Amira.
Joni loves Chachi.
Amir loves Al, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh wow, wow. Okay,
Oh, wow, man.
I gotta get myself back into that.
I was seriously fangirling over that. That was like he is
an amazing individual. He's absolutely amazing individual.
But you can tell from the movie though, like he's standing next to Ben Stiller, so he's like a little short guy. So he'd be like, right here on me.
Oh yeah, no, he's probably around Ben Stiller's height, if not a little bit taller.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, man,
Wow.
Whenever now I will say to the person that got the interview for us, that was Elmo. Elmo, thank you so much for allowing us to talk to your uncle and getting me in touch with him. And he was absolutely genuine guy, very fabulous. I've talked to him a couple of times before the podcast. I talked to him yesterday on here with Pit Boss, and the man was just 100%. Hey, let's do it. Let's go. Let's get it. And he was very positive and genuine. I can't ask for more.
He didn't even want to wait next Sunday so we could promote it longer, kind of thing. He wanted it now.
But
he's like,
but
let's
here's the
do
thing.
this.
We got him on the calendar. June 30th, we'll have Al back.
June 30th.
We'll probably stream a little bit of the dodgeball movie, if not all of it. And just sit back and relax with Al and actually have a great time and enjoy ourselves. And we'll probably stop it here and there so he can talk about certain things about what happened in the movie, how long those scenes took, and things like that. So
that was I'm
Dude,
so
I still love his face though when he screams out sudden death, and he just has that solid face look of I am God.
Bomber, you got to get us all ADAA shirts.
Oh, it's on. It's on. I've
We
already
all
made a
have
note.
to wear the ADAA shirts. I will go get some ugly tube socks. I will.
I will find all that. You know, Vince was actually watching this right now and going, "You guys are now the referee team."
I'm going to make red tassels for all of us, and I'm going to send each one of you guys a red tassel. So
It'll be like, that's a foul.
A is possible. Don't forget.
That's court misconduct. That's a warning.
that just whole just a little shake. That was great. He actually told a story about that. Al told us that that was the director's idea. Now he said the director's was he's gay.
It was an associate director.
He said, and he said, I want you to hold that up and shake it in the gayest way possible. And so I was like, okay, it's just,
you know, and that's the thing. At that time, I mean, a lot of people might go, oh, well, that's offensive, you know, kind of thing. You know, but I can say it right now. When it comes from a gay individual saying, hey, you have to act like this, and you're not.
Right.
You know, it's
hey, if a director tells you what to do, do it.
Do it.
He wigged that perfectly. That was fabulous.
Okay, so let's transition from Mr. Kaplon, who again we say thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. We look forward to having you on again. Let's transition to a few current events that we love to talk about. And that would be, of course, things that are going on in our country. And one of those things is the Texas is basically putting up a border wall and keeping federal agents out of a state park that they're crossing into. And I just pulled this up on TikTok. So this is just TikTok is all it is. This lady is absolutely insane.
The Department of Homeland Security wants full access to Shelby Park, but the state of Texas is saying...
Look how close she is to that razor wire.
All I'm going to say
that is a hair-pulling adventure.
The hair is bulletproof, I'm telling you.
No way. They're actually doubling down, putting in this new concertina.
That is dangerously close. I've been around this stuff. I know what this is. This stuff doesn't cut you like you think it does. They call it razor wire, but there's actually no blade to it. This stuff is completely in 100% dull edged. It's the points that get you,
right,
and tear you up. And if you get hooked on one of those points, it's over. Like they literally almost have to cut the wire itself, and that wire, and you can see how thick it is. It's super thick.
Can we just say how much blush this woman has on too? Jesus.
Somebody's
you know what? I'm not even looking at that. Look at them big anime eyes.
Right?
Like there's got to be a filter involved here somewhere.
Wire that is actually
it is TikTok.
I mean, the blush goes from her cheekbone down to her chin.
Look like she got sunburn on her cheeks. That's it.
Yeah, all the way down to her jawline.
Yeah.
But this is what's actually going on in Texas.
Okay, we didn't lose CC yet.
Right now, across Shelby Park, it's very busy here.
She looks like she has barbed wire on her.
So can I interject into this for a second?
Absolutely.
So Tacklebox plays Call of Duty on his phone, right? And he was just telling me when I stepped out for a second that a friend of his that he plays the game with is one of the Texas Rangers that actually watches this area.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Like, legit. Like they ride horses. Tacklebox, just step in here and tell them a little bit because this is relevant to what we're talking about. So I'll let
get in here, boy. Listen to your mama.
Well, hello. Yes, he was actually filling me in not too long ago about that he got a call from the up aboves saying get on his horse, get his ammo, get his stuffs, and go to this place and be watching. And I was actually just getting on to see if he was on.
Oh wow. Geez.
If he's on, I'll maybe put him in contact with. I'll see if I can put him in contact.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
Him.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Because
he doesn't get in
this
trouble.
is an ongoing battle right now.
Oh, he's
as long as he doesn't get
talking to me about it all the time on the game, so I'll definitely put him in touch with one of you guys.
Yeah, this is an ongoing thing right now. This is not something that is just a flash in the pan. This is not stopping.
No,
right.
This is the state of Texas doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Against the orders of the country of
they're on the border between Texas and Mexico.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
They're basically what it is. The governor got tired of the illegal immigrants coming in and just pouring in, so they took measures to secure the border, and this is what they did.
Yeah,
and everybody's calling it inhumane. Everybody's calling it this, that, and the other. The government's trying to get involved and take it back over, and this, that, and the other. And I'm going, okay.
Well, I mean, I have no problem with a state defending their border.
Yeah,
as long as they're doing things correctly.
Well, what they're doing is they're turning people back, and instead of just letting people walk in and do whatever they want, they're turning people back at that area because that was one of the major areas that they were flooding in. Mm-hmm. They're still allowing the Border Patrol to do their job because if you actually, if you actually look here, she explains that the Border Patrol is actually still allowed to do their job.
For the boat in the water, so Border Patrol has not been restricted from the boat ramp. They've still been able to have access to the river and to be able to retrieve their boats as well. Now you can see that there is a big showing of Texas DPS and Texas Military Department along with Florida Wildlife Commission.
Ding.
So this is the Texas National Guard, the Wildlife Commission, DPS, all of them, and they're not telling the Border Patrol you're not doing your job or we're not going to let you do your job or whatever. Yeah. They're simply saying we're going to guard this. You can still do your thing. You can still get in and out. There's nothing restricting you from doing your job. But they're not allowing people to come over. They're taking a stand, which it's their state. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. When it comes down to it, it's all said and done. This is the one thing I'll say about this. My stepdad's an immigrant. He fought for legal citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
He took the test. He did all the work. He did all of that stuff to be able to get in and be a citizen of the United States. And he is now a citizen of the United States. He's from Ireland, but he could have came down here, got lost in the system, and screwed it off and said, you know what, whatever. But he fought for his citizenship, and he's an immigrant, and he will tell you and everybody else that if you're going to come into the country, come in legally, take the citizenship test. There's more benefits for you being a citizen than there are for you being an illegal immigrant.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I get his passion behind it.
Well, and I'm all for legal immigration, but even with everything else that the government does, everything's broken. So I know that
understatement.
Everything's broken.
Really quickly here, CC.
I do know that they have a major problem getting people that are trying to come in legally processed. and
Right.
they basically make it damn near impossible from the southern border for people to actually be able to get processed in a timely manner. And the only problem I have is the people that are trying to come into this country to seek asylum because of, you know, they're coming from way deep in Mexico and they have cartels after them and they're running for their life, and they're basically going, just go home. We'll get to you in a minute.
And I get that, but
that's the only problem that I have. And, you know, I don't want to see a flood of illegal immigrants coming into this country.
But if they had a staging area for them beyond the border where they could stay, and not necessarily in like a concentration camp, but just an area where they can stay to where they can work on their paperwork legally and do all that.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have their own town, literally. That's how many people have come through.
Right.
But if you allow the process to happen and you allow the people to actually start the process as they come across, saying, hey, we're seeking asylum, we this is what's going on. Okay, cool. You go over here on our side of the border where you're safe, but you stay here until we get to you.
Right. Yeah.
This is your home for the next probably going to be a year, but this is where you're going to be until we can get you legal citizenship and you can do what you need to do.
Right.
As long as we don't run into another Martha's Vineyard issue, though, where we have people being shipped and forcibly put in these areas. That's the concern, is that if we're going to do it, have a SOP for it, I guess.
100%. But the reason, well, the reason why they're shipping people is because Texas does not claim any kind of sanctuary city status at all.
Well, and that whole shipping thing was.
I don't think it's right, but
it's a dissent. It was a political move. They're going, 100%. Well, they said they're sanctuary cities, so here you go.
Yeah,
we're gonna drop 80 people off at your front door.
Well, yeah, but anything nowadays is going to be a political move.
Well, right. I mean, it's the same thing as like all of a sudden, some like 25 people knocked on my front door and said, "Hey, I was told that you have a place for me to sleep." Huh?
Okay. If you remember, these people weren't even told where they were going.
Right. They were just all put on a plane and said, here's $20. Get on this plane.
Yeah. They weren't given any kind of instruction, any direction. They were literally put on a plane. When they got there, that's when they found out where they were going. And then they had to figure it out.
And then there was no head warning sent to the state that was receiving them either.
Right.
Nobody knew this was happening until all of a sudden these planes landed with hundreds of people on them, and they're going, "What?"
Right. But I mean,
that was a sickening political stunt. You're shipping people around.
I think it's stupid to sit there and make human life a political stunt. It is.
Yeah. Right.
I get the point that they're trying to make, but at the same time, I don't like the delivery.
Exactly.
By the way, the friend of his, the gentleman that he plays the game with, has said that he will talk to me. So I'm going to follow up with him.
Cool.
So if we want to come back to this, I will definitely see if he's game for at least doing audio. I don't know if he'll want to show his face or not for protection, but I can definitely see if we can get like a first person point of view on the situation.
Well, how about this? How about we call your state out first?
Oh God.
This is an ice storm in Michigan.
Okay, what area?
It says New Buffalo.
That is not far from me.
Oh, so this is literally a drone took this footage, and this is what's going on right now around the U.S. with all the cold weather and everything.
So right now, when this last polar vortex thing came through, we had gone from being in like the 30s and 40s, which for us in January is uncommon. And we dropped to, there was a couple of days when we were all talking about weather. There was a day for us where outside it was, like -4 and the wind chill was negative, 28. And thankfully we weren't getting a lot of active snow because at that point it's too cold for us to get snow. But Lake Michigan, which I'm only 40 minutes from, this is legit. If you were to look at the pier in South Haven, which is not far from me, the ice wall that's built up right now is ridiculous.
Here's my thing. The entire place is frozen, but the lighthouse.
It's not getting the water splashed on it. The South Haven pier, There's a very, very famous picture from, at least for Michigan, it's very famous, where the water's coming up and it's frozen. And as the water comes up and hits the lighthouse at South Haven, it was literally covered and it had sprays like this picture you got on there now covering the whole lighthouse.
Yeah. True Batgirl says you got to see about Maine because Maine is just getting hammered.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna now that I'm in the South, I'm gonna call out another Southern person. Brooke.
Yeah. Hi, Brooke.
Okay, Brooke, talk to me when it's negative 28 outside where you live.
I'm walking around outside in hoodies and people are freaking out where I'm at, but that's just me.
Well, let's call out Nebraska. This is Nebraska right here from a winter storm from the 8th of January. And it cracks me up because this is what's funny. People that are in the South have no concept of cold. They really don't.
No.
In Oklahoma, we get all kinds of weather. We get the weather from the South. We get the weather from the North. We get the weather from East, West. It doesn't matter. We're right smack dab in the middle of the country. We are a melting pot of people, weather, everything. And we will get storms like this, just like Michigan gets, just like Nebraska got, stuff like that. We get these winter storms, heavy ice storms and everything like that. But we're so used to every different kind of weather.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bother us like it used to. People would panic and get all the ricks of wood you can and all the milk and bread. Like, are you making French toast all day? Like, what the fuck?
I've had schools close here because of a rain event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
Hold on a second. Here last week twice because of wind chills. The kids can't even be outside.
Right, and that's what I'm.
A rain event?
Yeah, there was
one day. State of Washington, we kick kids outside.
We went to go register our kids for school and
go drown.
We called them up and they're like, "Well, probably today is not a good day because we're closing early because of the forecast." And we're like, I go out to my back. I go out to the balcony and I'm like, it's sunny out.
A week ago Friday, all of our medical practices associated with the hospital I work for closed their offices at 3:00 because of the pending storm. We had jackknife semis at 131 and I-94.
Wow.
We had this was several years ago. This is back in like 2014, 2013. We actually had a 250 plus car pileup on I-94.
I remember there was that one and there was another one where it literally there was video released afterwards and there's dash cam videos that are in a lot of these semis and stuff
right
before it became popular with everybody's car having them. And the guy's just sitting there and all of a sudden he's just stuck in this and you see him panning around looking out the windows and stuff. And all of a sudden this semi just comes in and just slams right through 5 or 6 cars right next to him because you couldn't see. And it was so icy and so snowy, but you couldn't see the road. So we thought it was completely clear until the last second. And of course, now you're a missile.
Yeah. Right now, True Batgirl put down, they actually have a recording of a casket floating down the road with all the rain in the main.
That would be funny. I would probably giggle.
The bad part about it is some kids turning around. Hey, look, Grandpa's moving.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why are they naming winter storms now?
Oh, that's new.
It's been a thing for the last few years.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're naming the winter storms.
Winter Storm Finn pummels Kansas. What?
Finn?
Frosty's coming down the Northern Isles, and he's going to really rip you a new one down there in Texas. So watch out for Winter Storm Frosty.
Up in Michigan, Jack Frost is definitely going to take your nose.
Oh, he's taking on your nose.
Finn Valor's coming for you.
Right.
And I didn't know this. We just had, at the end of December 18th, we had a massive pileup between mile marker 66 and 69, which is literally not far from my house, where there was 35 vehicles that were piled up. And that was before it even got snowy. Because we had a green Christmas this year.
I just have to say this. Found it.
Yes.
We need that on shirts.
Okay, now I'm going to go into something that three of us watch. And Mary, I don't know if you watch wrestling too much.
I used to.
Okay, so this is something I saw on TikTok, and I wanted to share it with Bomber and Pit Boss because of the hilarity of the whole situation. Here you go.
Hey, I'm here to finish my story.
Yeah, sure, Cody. Give me a minute to check.
Why does that look like you, Bones?
Right.
Cody, it seems that someone already claimed your story. Let me check it out again.
Oh no, watch.
I'm sorry. Don't tell me that your love.
Jay. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Don't leave me. I want you.
I'm not on Conan O'Brien. I'm not on Jimmy Fallon. But the fact of the matter is I should be. And trust me, this isn't sour grapes. But the fact that Dwayne is in the main event of WrestleMania next year and I'm not makes me sick.
Who is that?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Oh.
And he's like, look at Seth in the background. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, Cody, I made a mistake. Your story is right here.
I have to finish the story. Shut up, bitch.
Oh my God, I just freaking snorted.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
I gotta verify, but the gentleman that is the Texas Ranger, I guess we can just call him for the sake of it, he's actually willing to come talk to us today.
Oh, if he wants to come in right now, yeah. We just need an email for him to come in.
Yeah, I'm working on that detail real quick, but I mean, just to get some live perspective. So I'm gonna step away for a second, see if I can work that out, and I will be back.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
What'd you guys think about that?
Oh my God.
I snorted. Come on.
If you guys are wrestling fans, you have to understand. And if you haven't been in the mix in a while, Cody Rhodes came back. He tried to do the whole finish the story deal with Roman Reigns about being the champion because he has never been the champion. Neither has Dusty. Only one or Dustin. Dusty's the no. I don't even think Dusty got the heavyweight championship ever.
No, I don't think he's ever
none of the Rhodes families actually held the WWE championship. And so they were pushing for him to do that, and he ended up losing. And the whole time he's still talking about finishing the story. And the funny part was Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, comes back onto SmackDown and says, I want to be the head of the table. And all of a sudden now everybody's like, oh, and then somebody did that, and I just started laughing so hard.
Well, and then they have CM Punk standing there going
with the mic. Yeah.
Like because
Dusty's
CM Punk did
grandson?
basically CM Punk did the same thing to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Randy Orton comes back. He's like, oh, this is gonna be great. Randy Orton's gonna be here.
He's Dusty's
hey guys,
grandson, right?
Who?
Cody's
the son.
Cody is
the son
is
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes' son.
Yeah, Cody's second generation.
Yeah,
not his grandson.
Then what about Goldie?
Goldust is his son too.
Yeah, Dustin.
That's Dustin.
So
Okay.
So Dustin Rhodes.
I thought those were the same guy.
No. Dusty Rhodes was real famous in the 80s and 90s, and then Dustin Rhodes came on as Goldust. He tried to do the whole Dustin Rhodes deal. It didn't work. They did the Goldust thing. That apparently worked, even though he fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And then he went to WCW where he wanted just to be Dustin Rhodes again, and they dressed him up in some stupid outfit, made him kind of look like a generic Undertaker, with a mime look, and he left there and went to AEW. Cody, he started off in WWE, left, started AEW, sold it, went back to WWE.
Well,
yeah,
and it wasn't.
Cody used to be cute with he was like a brunette when he was younger. He was kind of cute,
yes,
and kind of buff.
He was Stardust.
Yes, that's the reason why he left, is because his gimmick as Cody Rhodes died, and they made him Stardust, and he hated the Stardust gimmick.
Yeah, the Stardust, and then the other one was his name was Seven in the WCW.
No, that was Dustin.
Was that Dustin?
Dustin was Seven.
So wasn't Cody Rhodes came out and hit the scene about the same time John Cena did, didn't he?
I believe so.
But I remember him.
I'd have to go back in my history.
Trunks. He was cute. He was a brunette, built real nice, the whole nine.
See, I'm kind of old school myself. I can't do the WWE really, because I watched it as the
WWF.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people think that's taboo to say that WWE was WWF, but back in the day, in the WWF days, they were in the fight with the World Wildlife Foundation over the letters WWF, and they lost that, so they changed it to WWE, which was literally they went, oh, okay, there.
Which they should have done was left at the WWF logo, but then took like a
marker and just went
had like a
yeah.
Bones.
Yes.
Email address for you.
Oh, private. Is it okay?
In the private chat.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, but just don't refer to him by name. And I did tell him that for the sake of his privacy, if he didn't want to have a camera on, that was fine.
Okay, cool. I figure to bring him in to do that, if he doesn't come in right away, if he's a little bit busy.
Available.
Oh, he is available. Okay.
That's why I got his email address. He is available, and he said he's willing to come in. So you'll just want to watch the green room. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt, but when you guys
No,
that's fine.
But a live perspective on what's happening down in Texas with the borders would be quite interesting.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. While we're working on that, do you want to bring the JC situation in?
No, we'll do that at the end.
Okay.
That is what's going to end the show, which is in 10 minutes. So.
Well, since we started a little late, we could probably run a little bit long, I'm guessing, since we might.
Yeah, we'll go a hair over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I sent him the email.
Oh, he has an email. Okay, we're working on it from our end. We're bringing our gentleman friend and letting him know.
Absolutely. We'll just call him Ranger.
There you go. Yeah, we'll call him Ranger.
Yeah, just tell him just tell him when he adds his name and just put it under Ranger.
We're sharing.
What? Tell him put it under Walker.
Walker,
we're all right with that. Or Walker
Ranger. Yeah, Yossi just came up. Ranger danger.
Yeah, then he comes in. It's gonna be like
fucking Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris, I'd be okay with that
too. Well, he is a Ranger, and he's
my.
Man.
Oh my Lord, I'm watching the green room right now.
Okay. All I know is the credit to Tacklebox for this one, because he's the one that caught our conversation and said, "Hey, by the way."
All right, then to Tacklebox.
Shut up, Meg.
Wrong one.
Wrong button.
He's
goddamn right.
There you go.
His border call sign is Reaper, so he may call.
If he wants to do that, that's fine. I would just rather call him Ranger. That way, nobody knows if it's who he is.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, we'll just make sure his camera's off.
Reaper.
Absolutely. To get a first person perspective on this and kind of get what is going on down there. And it is one of the major news stories going on right now. And it is one of those things that they're fighting with the actual federal government. The federal government wants the park back. They're not allowing it back to them. They're holding it pretty much to themselves. And the Border Patrol is allowed to do its job. the Texas Rangers and everything are down there, but we want a first person perspective. So we'll see what happens when the Ranger comes in and tells us all about it. Until then,
They got aluminum in them.
God dang it. Hey, Bones, really quickly.
Yes.
Memphis is still calling a state of emergency.
Really?
Yeah, they're still in a state of emergency. Memphis.
Oh, my God. For the snow.
Yeah, for the snow and the buildup. Did you guys see about the Great Wolf Flood?
Wait. How much snow and ice is Memphis going to get? Like an inch?
Maybe a half an inch. Who knows?
Can I tell the difference?
They don't know. People that don't get snow normally don't know how to act. They really don't.
Come on,
I live with this.
I got a 4x4. It'll make it in this. Yeah, go for it, Slick.
Yeah,
8 inches.
Oh well.
Oh, okay, that's different.
So
yeah,
so what you're saying is it's above average out there.
Yeah, over in Memphis it's above average.
Over in Memphis it's above average. So head on down to Memphis, ladies.
At least it's not tackle box length. Anyway,
sorry. No, he's
let me ask Tackle Box. Did he get an email?
No,
he hasn't yet. He's checking his spam.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm double
road.
Let me try it again.
Roads are not melting; they're staying icy. Still solid. I mean, here's the truth, guys. Look what happened to Texas when it froze. They were not ready at all.
I mean, it's supposed to be 72 here by Thursday.
Jeez.
Shut up.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Yeah, or by Tuesday.
69 on Wednesday. Giggity.
I don't even want to hear about you and your fucking warm weather. But apparently we're hitting 40s on like Tuesday, so who knows?
Nah, I wouldn't know.
Amira, I'm going to call you.
Okay.
So, guys, hey, Bomber, I got to tell you, man, the amazing part of the day, and I love it to death. I mean, it's great. Today has just been an awesome day, man. Just positivity, love around for everybody.
Well, I just got a text message.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a picture of a chat between Al and his niece, Nikki, over here. And he said they were really fun and nice. Glad it all worked out.
Nice. Did you hear that, Bones?
I think he's talking to Amira.
Probably. He's kind of mic'd up. He can probably hear us because he's got one ear out and one ear in.
That's impressive. You stick your whole head in there?
I don't know. I mean, it's in and out. I kind of. Hey, Sergeant Sparkle Farts, how you doing? Yeah, so I'm glad that Al had a great time. He was totally awesome. I mean, Amira totally was like, All right, let's see if.
Okay, we have a gentleman in here. I'm going to add him to the stage here. Reaper Ranger, are you there?
He was just on a phone call with me.
He will be. He will be. Hold on. He was on a quick call with Tacklebox, and he should be there. Reaper, you can unmute, dear.
He's getting his voice changed.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Reaper.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing, Reaper?
Oh, doing all right.
So, Reaper, what is the actual situation down there?
Okay, so as for El Paso and Eagle Pass, I can't really speak on that because I haven't been there, especially since the thing with Shelby Park is hit. I was down in Laredo. It's it's crazy. It's almost like watching something from a third world country. It's
So
the way that they have it set up is they've got the bridge crossings. They come through, which is all good and great. Like I'm all for immigration. Everybody here is from is a product of immigration. Well, so I'm all for it, but do it the legal right way is how I look at it. And then some people don't agree with me, especially the more left leaning people. And the way I try to explain it to them is if somebody breaks into your house and they cook your dinner, clean your house, wash your dishes, everything's ready, sitting on the table. When you walk in your house, are you going to be upset or are you going to be happy? Like me, I would be upset. Like, yes, you did all these things for me. I appreciate it, but you still broke into my house.
Right.
I can understand that point of view.
Yeah,
Now,
and that's the thing. From what we see on the news and what they show us, compared to what you see, is completely different.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I've seen Border Patrol agents cutting razor wire to and actually help them cross the wire. And the reason why they're putting up the razor wire is to deter them from coming in illegally, to use the border checkpoints to come in the right way. Like the whole deal right now with Eagle Pass, where the mother and the two children, tragically they lost their lives. They drowned. If they wouldn't have, I don't want to sound cold or hateful, but if they wouldn't have come that way, they wouldn't have been put at that risk. They would have come across the bridge,
right,
gotten a visa, apply for a visa, something. And yes, we do need to help these people. A lot of them that we've dealt with aren't here on their own, volition. That they're products of human trafficking.
right.
Yeah, I mean, all these caravans that you see, 18-wheelers coming across with 80 to 100 people stuffed into a trailer. They're not coming here because they want to.
They're coming because they're trying to get to be safe.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting people to come in the safe way, especially considering how dangerous it is to cross in certain areas. To have them come in the safe way is probably the best thing. We can't just jump on and grab everybody at once, but at the same time,
yes, exactly.
So you were saying they're blocking the ability for people to come in the way that they want, that they're supposed to?
No,
they're blocking, like the whole floating barrier and the razor wire. We're not blocking the checkpoints. We're
Right.
blocking the river access.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're blocking in the ways that they're slipping in, but not the areas where they can come in legally.
Yes, because
Okay.
Basically, they're encouraging safe passage.
Yes, from what I've seen, and I'm the first person to call out a dirty cop.
Yeah,
I cannot stand cops that do dirty shit. I can't. That's when I started, the badge was something to be proud of.
right.
It was something that you earned. It was. Now it's just it's a target on my chest,
Right.
and it's because of dirty cops that do that. So
right.
I'll be the first one to call them out. I'm the first one to call out wrong is wrong, right is right. But from what I have personally seen, I can't speak on what I haven't or what's happened, what will happen or what has happened. But just from what I have physically been there and seen, we're just trying to get safe passage the legal right way. And it's not just Mexican immigrants that are coming. We're getting Cubans that come across. which is weird because most people would think that Cubans come into Florida.
Right.
A lot of them do, but we have a lot of them that come over from the Mexico side.
Right.
We've gotten Guatemalans, Haitians. I saw a load of Haitians coming through, and the first thing I kid you not out of their mouth is they asked for President Biden and said that they were promised money from the government.
Wow.
So, in my mind, yes, it is an invasion at this point.
Right.
We're not getting, single mothers who have, 2 or 3 kids that are just looking for safe passages. We are getting the military aged males. We're getting cartel, and a lot of it.
On average, how many people would you say that you see crossing in, say, a 24-hour period?
Hundreds, attempting easily hundreds to thousands, in just a little bitty area. From where I was at, on horseback, I could travel. Just say on average, a 5-acre little plot that I was at. We would have hundreds to thousands trying to cross through. It's just a constant onslaught.
Are you dealing with any physical violence towards yourself and the rest of you that are down there trying to encourage the safe passage? Have you had that?
Oh yeah, yeah. So when I was I was actually I was talking to Tackle Box, and I just had to hang up and leave. We were getting automatic gunfire shot at us. My horse trailer had holes put in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a constant thing where it was 12 to 16-hour shifts going out there, and the best way I found to do it is get out there before daybreak so you can use night as cover.
Right.
Get to where you got to do it.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service and putting yourself in the line of fire for the right reasons and being one of those, as you very well put it, good cops, not one of these, off on the nut thing. So thank you for that. And I'm sorry that you're having to risk your life for this.
And when I was talking to Tackle Box earlier, I heard something about the Martha's Vineyard thing.
Yeah.
And to me, it's kind of a double-edged sword on that deal. Like, yes, should we be shipping them off to other places? Maybe not. But as far as our resources are here in Texas, we're struggling. Trying to, we have to find housing. We have to find, ways to feed all this just influx of people.
Right.
And,
yeah, like I have no problem like shipping, sending people to other places in the country to alleviate the resource stress that you guys are on. But the whole like, oh, here we're going to send you somewhere. We're going to send you somewhere. And then they send them, and the people that the place that they're sending them to have no idea what's going on. They've not filled them in. They're just doing it to be spiteful.
There has been a lot of collaboration.
It's not like, okay, we have this facility set up in Indiana. All right, we're going to ship 150 immigrants there to process them. No, they just threw them on a plane and said, we're dropping you off.
Yeah. No, there should have been more communication.
Right.
I do understand why Abbott and them did that. From what I see, or at least my opinion of why they did, because nobody's ever going to really know. They're politicians. All they do is lie.
Right.
But from my perspective, what I see is, like Martha's Vineyard and everything. They were basically just trashing Texas because, you're doing this, and they're just looking for sanctuary, and we're a sanctuary city. We'll do this for them. Okay, well, put up or shut up. Here's your chance. And then, they were all about it. And then, we get them there. And now Martha's Vineyard, they're backpedaling like, well, we can't, what are we supposed to do now? Exactly. That's what we're dealing with on a daily basis. We're getting thousands upon thousands daily. Y'all get a bus of, freaked out.
I still have family in the Fort Worth and Mansfield area. When you guys get these influxes, are they being dispersed throughout Texas, or are you guys keeping them mostly down in the area where you're working? I mean, how is Texas handling the influx of people they are taking?
From what I have seen is I've seen them come in. The Border Patrol takes them. They will process them. They will give them a court date and release them. So where they go is up to them.
Wow.
Release them into the United States or release them?
Yep. I've seen them get released into the United States. Hell, even on traffic stops. We have stopped people because, I'm right here on the border. We have stopped people that's come in illegally, and we can't, at least at bare minimum, arrest them, get them brought in to get them fingerprinted, get them identified. Because fingerprinting is a hell of a thing. You can solve so many cold cases just off of fingerprints alone.
Right.
No, we have to release them, not do anything.
Wow.
Okay. Well.
Jesus.
Well,
I've literally wrote speeding tickets and had to send them on their way.
Fucking chasing them down on Mr. Ed.
Yep.
I don't want to run today, Wilbur.
Reaper, I appreciate you coming in and letting us know,
Yes,
man,
thank you very much.
giving us a little bit of more of a bird's eye view of what's going on out there.
No, not a problem.
Yeah, thanks, Reaper. Appreciate you, man.
And if we continue to talk about this story, I would love to engage you more on this subject as it goes on.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Just get hold of Tackle Box. He knows how to get a hold of me.
All right, will do, brother. I appreciate you.
Be safe out there, man.
Yep.
Yeah, be
Y'all have a
safe.
good night.
So now we have come to a point where we are, pretty much done with the show. Bomber, you did a terrible job. Disappointed in you.
Yep.
Fucking
shut up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
Fuck you. So now we're coming to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a point where I want to play a video for you guys, and this is in honor of JC Panda. We had a lot of TikTokers that actually got together and decided to, hey, let's do this in honor of JC Panda. So I'm going to go ahead and play that now. And is Cece still in here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this came off of Chaotic Creations page. Go follow Chaotic Creations and every one of these people that pay tribute to JC Panda. You guys just sit back and relax and check this out.
TikTok Hater Hotline. How may I direct your call?
No, I'm hanging in there. We'll get through this. Oh, get my call. Hold on. Thank you for calling the TikTok Hater Hotline. You hate them, we date them. How may I direct your call? Oh, you wish to make a complaint about a cosplayer? Color me surprised. How can I help you? Oh, no. I'm getting it all down. Yep. I've got all the information I need. Right. You have a good one. You know, you would think they would have learned by now, but no. They've decided that they think that because JC's gone, there's no one else to do this. Like we would ever let his legacy die.
Hey, everyone. I want to take a moment. Here at TikTok Hater Hotline, we care enough to grant wishes. And I want to thank everybody. Thank you all. I don't have any other words other than thank you. Whether you came in to offer support, whether you posted support videos or shared support videos, all of you all together combined made this a success. You're my heroes. And it's because of you. That's a debt I can never repay. Thank you. Sincerely. And I don't even feel that's enough. Thank you. You have an amazing gift. Not just the makeup skills, the costuming, the genius you put into your work. Your ability to bring a character to life and make people smile, make people laugh, make people feel joy. That's a gift I hope you don't ever give up on. Even if you don't do it on this app, even if you don't do it on social media, I hope you never stop cosplaying. Because I think you have so many more smiles, laughs, and so much more joy to give the world. And I hope you get the opportunity to give it, but thank you for the smiles, the laughs, and the joy. And I will miss you terribly. I wish you safe travels in life. Go make someone's wish come true. Happy hunting.
Hey, buddy, how you been? I bet you weren't expecting to see all this. You know, we've been talking about you this past week, and, you know, it'd be a damn shame all of your hard work, all the millions of lives you've impacted, just faded away over time. So we sat down and we discussed it, and we sat down with your family. We all agree that your legacy will never end. We'll make sure of that. So you go ahead and kick your feet up, get that glass of Jameson like you wanted, and don't worry. We've got this handled. Oh, and by the way, check your mail every now and then.